Hey there! Hi, good morning. This is me, Darius Anucauskas from Easy Markets. Look, this is not the actual video, this is the video preview. So for the video preview of the webinar, which is going to happen in a few seconds, in the webinar, we're going to talk the usual stuff, indices, commodities, cryptos, currencies. So yeah, if you have any questions, drop a question in the comment box, and yes, I'll try to answer the question. If I don't know the answer, I'll say I don't know the answer, but if I know the answer, I will tell you the answer. So, like I said, yes, the webinar will start in a few seconds, where we're going to talk about not only what I said, indices, commodities, cryptos, and currencies, but we also will pick up on a few economic data sets which came out already and are coming out later on today. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Yes, I'll see you in a bit. Hey, hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome to Easy Markets Daily Pitch International with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 30th of April, 2024. So, welcome, everyone. Welcome to this last session this week and the last session this month. So, yes, we're not going to have a session tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday. We'll pick up on Tuesday, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful start of Tuesday. So yes, I hope everything is running smoothly and running fine. I'm just trying to check the recording here. Everything seems to be okay. Look, right. Before we go further, as always, just a quick read through our risk disclaimer. So let me just bring that one on the screen. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendations and should not be considered as such. This material should not be taken as an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. Look, I'm gonna disappear here for a little bit and I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so now then, right, okay, the logo kind of jumped in again. Sorry for the accident here, but hey, it's okay. It's a good logo, so why not to watch it again? So, also before we jump into the charts, the usual stuff, just a quick mentioning of our Easy Markets website, which you can always check out for more information about us. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist. So, now then, right, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into the chart. Let's see what's happening here. First of all, of course, the usual Nikkei 225. We're still stuck. Look, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. This stuff is still the same. I mean, the same analysis is valid because what I said to you before, that if we do pop and break above this downside line and we pop above that 38,820 territory, then yes, I'll get a little bit more excited with the upside. So that's what I'm talking about, the futures here. So yes, we're stuck currently here. In terms of the downside, a drop below the 100-day EMA would be required, and then yes, we could go from there. So China 50. Look, in terms of, by the way, in terms of Japanese news and Japanese information, today we got the unemployment rate. So let me just go back here. So today we got the Japanese unemployment rate. It came out 2.6, so worse than expected, but the same as previous, basically. Industrial production number came out much better. Actually, the forecast was already for a good number. Let's say not let's say, but it was already expected to beat the previous number by a lot. So the previous one was at minus 0.6. The forecast was for a plus 3.4, and the actual number came out for the month-on-month March preliminary. By the way, just to let you know that this is the preliminary number. It came out at plus 3.8. So quite a decent up move, I would say. So look, This is, of course, is a preliminary number. However, I think that the market already understands that the weaker yen did help out here, did do its job, and yes, that's what we saw. That's why we saw a good number in there. Look, of course, the weaker yen will have to end at some point. The Bank of Japan will have to intervene. So at this point, for now, we're just observing the price action. And yes, coming back to Nikkei here, as I said, we're observing the price action and we're waiting for that clearance. China 50, so good move, good result here. We stayed above this barrier, the 12,415 zone. So, yep, why not to continue targeting further upside? So that's what I'm going to do for now. Look, I'm gonna fly through a few of these because I already did mention a lot of this, and I did mention already all these instruments. Some of them did not change, some of them did change. So I'll slow down on the ones that maybe changed more, so we can reevaluate everything. So for now, on the China 50, yes, everything's looking quite fine here. So we broke the barrier, we stayed above it. So I'm gonna continue targeting the upside. ASX 200, so we're pushing back up. Look, I said to you that I would prefer to wait for a move above the 50-day EMA in order to consider a move higher here. So, yep, for now, I'm keeping an eye on this. Keeping an eye on this 50-day EMA. So my next target will be this downside line taken from the high of the 2nd of April. So in terms of Australian news, as I already said, I mean, today we have the preliminary, the preliminary retail sales figures, which came out as a disappointment. So yes, you can check out that. And tomorrow, I think that, yes, tomorrow we have the manufacturing, AIG manufacturing and construction indices. We'll keep an eye on that. Judo Bank Australia manufacturing PMIs coming out as well. So, okay, that one number is expected still to remain in contraction territory, but let's see if it can jump back into expansion territory, basically above 50. So yes, that's in terms of that news. After that, on Thursday, so just because I'm not going to be running these shows on Monday, Thursday, and Friday, so just if you are interested in Australian data, then yes, keep your eyes on Wednesday, on Thursday. On Thursday, we have the trade balance, so which could affect the ASX 200 and the AUD. So just gonna keep that in mind. But Friday is a little bit quieter because I think that there's no point to deliver anything on Friday because the whole point will be around the non-farm payrolls. So, jumping into Dow Jones Industrial Average. So you see, we're flat. We're flat, and I think that we might stay flat. Look, today we do have a few data sets coming out, and from the U.S. We have the Chicago PMI, and we do have the CB Consumer Confidence. So maybe that could give a little bit of a boost. However, I'm not going to be surprised if it's not, because you know what's happening tomorrow. Tomorrow we get the Fed. So yeah, why to move today if we can move tomorrow? Yeah, lazy man's motto. Why to move today if I can move tomorrow? But anyway, look, for now, I'm just observing this. I mean, the same game plan is still valid. I need to see a clearance here of the 38,866 here on my futures in order to go higher, because at the same time, we would pop above the 50-day EMA for the downside, a drop below the this orange line right here, which is on my chart, the 50% on my Fibonacci extension, which I talked already about, and basically that's roughly around the 38,000 mark. So if we do drop below that, I will get a little bit more excited with the downside here. But at the moment, we're stuck in between the 50 and the 100-day EMA. So basically just continuing to observe the price action. So, oh, by the way, good morning in the chat room. Good morning, everyone. Let me just put this in here. Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody's having a wonderful start of Tuesday. And just to let you know that there won't be a session tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and on Monday. Yes, so I'll resume on Tuesday. So yes, or actually just check the upcoming events, upcoming webinars on our YouTube YouTube channel. So jumping into the S&P 500 very quickly. Yes, what I'm seeing here is nothing, basically the same story, the same game plan, and I think that yes, this arrow needs to go this way here. So I think that the easier option would be to wait for a clearance, of that downside line and then do something about it, because at this point it's way too tight here. And look, yes, on one hand we are above this barrier, above that 61.8% on the Fibonacci extension here, which I have drawn before. I mean, I talked already about this. So yes, I think that yes, there is an element of positivity here. However, I think I'll get even more positive if we do break the downside line. In terms of the downside, I would like to see a drop actually. Well, I would start looking at some lower levels already if we do drop below the 5,066 territory right here, and then yes, we could go from there. Nasdaq, it's stuck. It's waiting for the moment to shine. And look, one of the movers today as well could be Amazon. But let me just quickly refresh my memory on that. Was it today or is it tomorrow? Amazon today coming out. Yep. So yeah, so keep your eyes on the on Amazon today. Amazon delivers its earnings after hours. Amazon kind of is the fifth company in the, the fourth company in the index based on weight. So yes, based on size. So yes, keep your eyes on that, and keep your eyes on that company earnings, so which are coming out today after market hours. So just do not forget about that. Let me just jump in here very quickly. Just to double check something. So at the moment, the right, let's have a look actually. AMZN, let's have a look what's happening there. There we go. That's the stock. So yesterday we popped. Oh, by the way, I talked about yesterday about the stock, and we did pop above the 180.32 territory. We stayed above it, so that's wonderful in a way. So as long as we remain above this territory, there is a chance for this one to move higher. That's if we apply technical analysis on it. But because we have the earnings, we don't know how the market will react to it. So for now, we're just observing the price action, and currently, yes. Estimate is for a 0.42 on the earnings, and okay, revenue 142.654 billion. Okay, we'll see. We'll have to just wait for the number to come out and then decide what it wants to do. The German DAX, and look, again, the same story. I mean, it's really difficult to talk about this because it seems like it might not do anything. It just could wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow, by the way, just to let you know, before the Fed decision, we will get the ADP non-farm payroll number, the ISM manufacturing PMI number as well. So yes, quite a busy schedule tomorrow. Apart from for Europe will be chilling. And hey, we'll come back on Thursday, but not me, no. So coming back to the DAX, yes, like I said, today we'll keep an eye on the trading action, and what's happening here, to be honest, is quite interesting, I would say even quite bullish. This formation here could be seen as a possible ascending triangle pattern. So yep, something like this. Where's my magnet here? Something like this right here. There we go. There we go. And there we go. So if we're looking for some higher levels, then you probably understand now that I need to see a pop above this 18,000 kind of 430 zone, something like that. Yep, a pop above that could attract more buyers into the game, would confirm a forthcoming higher high, potentially attracting more buyers into the game, into the field. But of course, the opposite could happen, and we could see a drift lower. Now, maybe this triangle might not work out. Maybe this will just drift back down and do something like this. Let me just grab an arrow here. Maybe it could do okay. maybe it could do something like this. Drift back down, test the 50-day EMA, maybe together with this 18,000 mark or near it, and rebound and push back up. Today, let's keep an eye on the data because today we do have some important stuff coming out. So just let you know, that, for example, right now, the German retail sales came out month on month. Those came out much better than the previous, and then much better than the previous and better than the forecast. Later on, we will get the German unemployment number. So, yep, that's something as well to keep an eye on. German preliminary GDP figures. Yes, that's going to be very, very interesting here. And also the preliminary EU CPI figures. Now, with the CPIs, I'm not really that thrilled because they most of the time come out the same as expected, so kind of in line with the expectations. So yeah, I'm not gonna just it's the moment where it deviates a lot from the forecast, you know, or the previous. So that's where the interesting bit is. So when it deviates a lot from the forecast, now that's great. That's something that I think that the market likes. So, but again, let's see, let's wait and see. And for now, I think that from the technical perspective, yes, if we do pop above this for 18,430 zone, then yes, I'll go for some higher levels. In terms of the downside, if we do break this upside line right here, and if you're looking for a level of some sort, then maybe this little area could be nice. This 277 zone. Yep, that could be an interesting moment here. So if we do break that, I will consider a larger correction here to the downside. The FTSE 100, let's have a look at that one. That still remains positive, still aiming higher. So yep, for now I will just stick to that. If we continue to trade above the this upper side of this or should I say this upside line here. But look, I think that at this point, given that we're hitting these all-time highs, yep, 8,209 zone is something to keep an eye on. So if we do clear it, yes, I will go higher. So that's what I need to see here, a break off in order to go for some higher levels. US dollar index, let's have a look at that one. Beautiful decline yesterday and beautiful correction back up again. So in a way, it's kind of trying to confirm what I was hoping it could do, basically a pop to the upside. But again, I said it before and I'll say it again, a break of it was still required. So if we do get that break, a break of the upper side of the this falling channel here, then yes, great. Potentially more buyers here could join in. So just keep that in mind. Yes, so let me just double check something here. Okay, that's fine. Yes, so look, for now, this is working according to the plan. I threw out this idea here recently on the 26th of April, and I said to you that, look, we were still here and we rebounded, and this is working out nicely. So, like I said, my question is, will we break the upper side of the upper side of this falling channel? If we can break that, okay, wonderful. I will consider a move to the upside. So, look, for now, while we remain inside the pattern, we cannot really get way too comfortable. Unfortunately, we need to just continue observing the price action because they could still drift lower. If the numbers come out today as well, not very good. You know, from the U.S., the CB consumer confidence, the Chicago PMI, they're not. Maybe that's gonna fail. The U.S. dollar. Right. Gold. Gold is, of course, is enjoying the moment, or should I say, the gold bears are enjoying the moment of a stronger dollar, slightly stronger dollar, and this is where we're seeing here right now. Look, in general, drop below this hurdle here, this 2,320 zone. I talked about it. Look at this so far. It's providing good support. If that gets cleared, yes, I will go lower. If I can, this is a very interesting spot right now. Yesterday, we failed to stay above we broke above the 2,337 territory, but we failed to stay above it. So now, and then we drifted back down. So long story short, for now, 2,320 zone, that's what I'm keeping an eye on here. If we do drop below it, I'll go lower. Silver. Silver is beautifully drifting to the downside. So far, so good. So I think this one's kind of leading the way, is showing the way. So, yep, if we do clear this, I mean, what I said to you before, that if we do clear this upside line together with the 38.2% here on the Fibonacci retracement, then yes, I will go lower. We can see that we're currently clearing it, so let's see if we can stay below it. If we can stay below it, I'm going to go further south. Let's jump into oil very quickly as well. Oil is at a strong support area, I would say, because, excuse me, because we are resting on that 50-day EMA. So far, it's providing good support. If we can clear it, yes, I will go lower. I will go lower, and I will aim for my 100-day EMA first. For now, the 50-day EMA right now on my chart is roughly around the 82.28 zone. If that gets cleared, yes, I'm going to go further south. This level here can go away, no longer needed. And for the upside, I think that I'll take a very cautious approach, and I'll wait for a push back above the 84.65 territory in order to go to the upside. Natural gas. Natural gas popped yesterday, I mean, strongly. Yep, it moves nicely to the upside, and it seems like it wants to go higher. Look, right now we're seeing a bit of a retracement, which is fine. I'm not really, disappointed with this. I mean, I would like to see maybe a retracement back down here towards this 100-day EMA. If we can do that, okay, wonderful, because if it provides good support, it would be a nice, good option here for the, for the bulls to step in, because if this 100-day EMA continues to provide support, then, why not? But of course, if it clears, yes, I mean, we could start looking at some lower levels, but as I said before, for my downside scenario, I would like to see a drop back below this downside line, which we've tested. As clearly you can see that we tested it from above, and that's something that I talked about previously, and basically I said that too, that whenever we break a trend line, we tend to revisit from the other side, and this is exactly what we did. So far, it acted as a good trampoline, and yep, so far it seems like it wants to go higher. Wheat is correcting back down. So finally, we're seeing a bit of correction. Let's see if we apply the Fibonacci, what's happening here. So we did the 23.6, okay, and now it seems like we are aiming for this 38.2. But the thing is that what I talked about, I think the Fibonacci at this point will not really work well. So I think that what we need to do here is mark this barrier right here, the high, the current highest point of April, although I think it's going to stay like this. And let's keep an eye on the 200-day EMA. If we continue to trade above it, then yes, there is a chance for a rebound, basically something like this to happen. But if we clear the 200-day EMA and stay below it, then yes, my next target is the 584 zone here, somewhere around here, and then yes, we could go from there. Corn is in an interesting spot here as well. So with corn, we are correcting back down. I talked about this yesterday as well, and well, a lot actually. For the past 2 weeks I've been talking about this one, and we clear the upper side of the range. So, and I think that this little correction back down could be nice for the bulls, because look, maybe this is going to form something of a bullish flag. Let's wait and see, of course, not rush into things, but let's put it this way. As long as we stay above the 445 territory right here, I'm going to continue targeting the upside. If we do start falling below it, yep, a bit of a move back down could be possible to retest the 50-day EMA, but if that gets cleared, lower levels could be met. Cocoa, there we go. Look at cocoa correcting back down. It's probably improved a little bit. Yes, improved a little bit, I think. However, I think that this is just some profit taking at the end of the month. I think that the problem remains on the table. Looking at what's happening here, yes, okay. So it seems like their Latin American countries are actually trying to expand planting. Interesting. If maybe that's also one of the reasons why it's kind of reacting. However, I think that still, yes, let me just double check something here very quickly. Okay, right. I think that this is something of a bit of a like a profit taking at the end of the month. Yes, because look, their reports are still coming out bad. That there is going to be bad weather is going to hit. Yes, so yeah, yeah, I'm just quickly going through the news here about cocoa, but yes, like I said, I think it's more of a profit taking. I think that this will eventually reverse back down as well again. Oh, sorry, back down, back up again. So look, another thing to consider here, this upside line, I have it here on the chart. It's a tentative one, don't get me wrong, but still could be an interesting watch here. With the fact is that we found support near the 50-day EMA, and we rebounded a little bit from it. So let's see how it's going to play out here. I still am considering these lines here, my trend lines, which could be good, could be something to watch. And look, if you're not really comfortable right now with the upside, then let's say, you know, wait for a break of this of the downside line here, and then maybe we could do something about it. A push back above the 10,000 mark as well could be nice here for the buyers. But at this point, I think that from the beginning of, if we measure it from the beginning of this year, so from the lowest point of this year to the current highest point of this year, look at this. Beautiful. This is where the Fibonacci works. We did the 38.2 here. We did the 23.6 initially, but then we did the 38.2. And the question is, can we do a 50% retracement for this year? Look, it would be nice. It would be interesting, I would say, for the bulls to step in somewhere around here. But hey, let's be very careful and cautious. Let's not rush into things. Let's see how this is going to play out here near the 50-day EMA and near this upside line. If it's going to, you know, find support somewhere here, yeah, maybe we could see a nice, beautiful rebound. Soybeans, just a quick update on this one. So we're struggling with this hurdle, this 1,181.84 zone. We're still struggling with it, so we cannot really, like, we're breaching it, but we cannot stay above it. So, okay. Look, I think this arrow needs to go, no longer needed. I think I'll just stick to this, and that's it. So as long as we can break this area, this key area of resistance, and we can stay above it, then yes, I will go further north. Bitcoin. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. We did get a bit of a retracement. That's absolutely fine. But still, as you can see, the 50-day EMA together with that 64,544 territory is providing resistance. So we are seeing still a hold up. So as long as we stay below this territory, I will continue targeting the downside. And my downside scenario is aiming for that psychological 60,000 mark. Bitcoin Cash, yes, drifting lower and approaching my key support zone near the 442 territory, so that's fine. Maybe even we can say that mission accomplished in a way. So yep, we can remove this arrow. So now if you've missed the game here, missed the drop, you can keep an eye on this little hurdle, this 442 zone. If that gets cleared together with the 100-day EMA, then yes, I will go further south. In terms of the upside, the same game plan is still valid. I need to see a push above the 529 zone in order to go to the upside, and then yeah, we could take it from there. Ethereum, Ethereum is stuck. Look, I said to you yesterday that I've changed my mind, and basically I'm gonna wait until we get a nice clearance of this territory right here, in order to go, in order to consider the next directional move. If we do break the downside line, wonderful, I'll go higher. If we do break the upside line, wonderful, I'll go lower. That's it. Honestly, while we remain here, I'm just observing the price action. Ripple, very quickly. So Ripple is looking a little bit more negative. Yep. Yes, I'm still looking at this territory here, but I think that I would prefer to maybe, I'm still going to aim lower, to be honest, because we dropped below my 0.5185 territory, and as long as we stay below it, yes, there is a good chance for this to drift towards this territory right there, towards basically the lower side of this kind of weird weird range. If we do clear the lower side of this weird range, then yes, more sellers here could join in. Solana, something that I started looking into, and there we go. Look at this. I mean, we were breaking this upside line. We broke the upside line, and the most important, we're staying below it. So that's what I was looking for, basically. I was looking for this to stay below this upside line, below the 108 EMA. So long story short, yep, I will for now aim to the downside and aim for the 200-day EMA. In terms of the upside, I would like to see a push above this 156 territory, somewhere around here, in order to go higher. But I think that what I'm going to do already is I'm going to look at the 50-day EMA, and then I'll start aiming for higher levels. Jumping into the Forex world very quickly, AUD, USD, beautiful correction back down. Yes, we're seeing some strength in the US dollar, and there we go. We're drifting back down nicely, so that's all fine. Let's have a look at the Fibonacci. What are we getting? Something interesting here? Yes, we did we broke the 23.6, and now it seems like we could be aiming for that 38.2. Let's see if that's going to be reached. That's roughly around, let me just zoom in, 0.65 territory. Beautiful target. I think that's logical. This idea is working out. I talked about this yesterday. I talked about this in my morning video. I said that if we do somehow continue to trade below the EMAs here, then yes, or if we stay below the EMAs, then yes, I will consider a bit of a retracement back down. So there we go. We did have initially a pop, but then it quickly faded away. AUDJPY. So yes, we're seeing a nice little correction here back down, which is fine. Okay, look, after we broke my 100.81 zone, we drifted nicely to the upside, and almost reached the 105 zone. Then we started correcting back down. If we measure, if we apply the Fibonacci from here till here, from basically the lowest, is that the lowest point? Yep, that's the lowest point of April to the highest point of April. You'll see that we did already the 38.2. Okay. Okay, look, the interesting bit here is now the question is, will we do something like this, like rebound, or will we break and go lower? Because look, we did the 50% already. We did that on a big move yesterday in the morning. So yes, maybe this is not already fun, we already did that, so maybe actually this could hold here and reverse and push back to that 23.6. Let's see how that's going to play out. If the stock market does push higher, then we could see AUDJPY moving back to the upside. So, and again, we did not get like an official BOJ intervention or something, or at least we didn't get the information in general. Yes, about the BOJ intervening, but maybe BOJ did intervene. But again, we'll find out. We'll find it out later. I think the reports will come out later for that. And yes, for now, what we can see here is that we are still basically we're still seeing some bit of strength in the Japanese yen. However, if indices start pushing higher, then maybe everybody will be jumping into that and jumping out of the Japanese yen for now. CHFJPY, yes, we're seeing a move back up here, and yep, so far so good. Look, this is not really the best picture here. I would say this way, that what I said to you previously, that if we do drop below the 171.83 territory and we stay below it, I will consider a move lower. So this is kind of a different story a little bit. This is like a battle between the safe havens. So maybe the Swiss franc is now getting on the weaker side a little bit. So let's wait and see. And if we do stay below the 171.83 territory, then yes, great. I will go lower. I will go lower. In terms of the upside, what I need to see here is probably a move above Friday's high. Yep, 173.20. If I can get that move, then yes, I will get more excited with the upside. So this little area would be something of a neutral one for me. CAD CHF, somebody requested a analysis on this one yesterday, so I thought I'll pick up on it again. We saw a nice, beautiful decline here, and this is exactly what I said to you yesterday, that while we remain in this territory, this could be like a bit of a roller coaster ride, and I wouldn't really, be a huge fan of this. So that's why I'm waiting for a pop above the 0.6721 zone in order to go higher. For the downside, I'm waiting for a break of this upside line and this 50-day EMA in order to go lower. US dollar against the Japanese yen. So we're seeing a bit of retracement. Yesterday we saw a bit of retracement. Today we're seeing a bit of retracement. So my question is, can we go back up? And to be honest, I think for my upside scenario, I would like to see a move above the 158.45 zone, somewhere around here. I know we were missing out on a lot of territory here, but really, it's really difficult to find out what's going to happen next year. You might, let's say, look for today, keep your eyes on the current high, the 157 zone. If we clear it, maybe yes, we could go higher here. Maybe we could go for a larger correction to the upside. But if we do drop below the low of today, the 156.17 zone, then yes, maybe there could be an option here to consider the downside move. However, with the downside, it would be short-lived because we have an upside line here taken from the low of the 11th of March, which, to be honest, so far is doing somewhat of a decent job. US dollar against the Canadian dollar. So we're pushing beautifully to the upside. And this is where I said to you, keep your eyes on the breakout levels, because yes, on one hand, we had something like a descending triangle pattern, which according to all the TIA rules tends to break to the downside. And yep, we got another move yesterday lower, but we stayed above that hurdle. And there we go. We're pushing back up. Today, we do have some Canadian data coming out. So we have the preliminary month-on-month GDP number for March, but the February number is coming out. It says on the calendar here. Okay, that's interesting. Right, so we'll see how that number comes out, but the moment the forecast is for a much lower, like double the lower number, or it's twice lower. There we go. That would be easier to say. It's expected to come out twice lower than the previous. For now, yes, we're seeing some weakness in the Canadian dollar. Well, basically here, I think it's more of a strength of the US dollar right now. So, yep, that's what's driving this pair to the upside. Let's see if we can continue moving towards my 1.3729 zone right there. US dollar against the Swiss franc. We're still in a range, and look at this, beautiful. So far, respecting this range roughly, which is roughly between the 0.1995 and 0.9152. If we get a nice clearance of one of the sides, then yes, great. More, we could consider the next kind of short-term directional move. The problem is only with the lower side here, because we have an upside line which could provide support. So maybe this drop below the lower side of this range could be short-lived. Because we could see it drift lower, test the upside line together with the 50-day EMA, and then kind of rebound and push back up. US dollar against the Mexican peso, one of my favorite ones, and there we go. We are again flirting with that 17 territory. So look, I'm not gonna give up on this scenario yet, because I still like that 17 zone. If we do rebound from it, wonderful. I will go back to the upside. If you're not really comfortable with this, you can also keep your eyes on the 200-day EMA. Maybe that could help us out here. So this 200-day EMA could be something to keep in mind. And with the downside, yes, of course, a drop below the 17 zone, the drop below the 100 zone, then yes, could all work out nice for the bulls. Also, keeping an eye on this little short-term upside line here, just for that extra confirmation. Yes, if we do fall below it, potentially more sellers here could join in. US dollar against the Chinese yuan offshore one. Look, previously I talked about it, it worked, but now I think a few adjustments have to be made. This move here below the upside line, yes, it kind of worked initially, but then it didn't, so it was all over the place. So I think it's time to get rid of it and just basically mark a range, something like that. Right. So yeah, this is what I'm going to keep an eye on. I'm going to keep an eye on this little range here, which is basically kind of roughly between these levels here, between the 7.2325 and this 7.2820. If you're looking for some lower levels, I think we need to take a very conservative approach here and wait for a drop below this upside line. Yep. And at the same time, we could get a drop below the 100-day EMA. For the upside, I would like to see a push above the 7.2820 zone in order to go higher. For now, look, we got some numbers, important numbers from China today. They came out a little bit on the mixed side. The PMI figures, the Chinese composite, manufacturing, non-manufacturing, and Caixin manufacturing PMI. So yes, so the composite came out lower. The manufacturing PMI came out higher. I'm talking about in comparison to the forecasts. So Chinese composite PMI came out higher than the previous. Sorry, lower than the previous. Ugh, there we go. The confusion is Chinese composite PMI came out lower than the previous because there was no forecast available. Manufacturing PMI came out higher than the forecast, but lower than the previous. Non-manufacturing PMI came out lower than the previous and the forecast, and Caixin manufacturing PMI came out higher than the previous and the forecast. So Caixin manufacturing, the only one that came out. So basically the market, I think, is still taking that as a negative. And yes, we're seeing some weakness in the Chinese yuan right now. And also the stronger dollar is not helping out. Just bear with me one moment. I had to warm up my throat because all the air cons are not really helping much. So GBPJPY very quickly. So yes, just wanted to give you a quick update what's happening here. Okay. Again, some similar stuff as with other Japanese pairs, and yeah, I mean, after we did rally here and test this barrier, this 259 zone, we corrected back down. We corrected all the way here to 193.61. So that's fine. Now we're in this big range. Look, it's very difficult right now to say what's going to happen next. I would think that maybe if to be a little bit more on the safe side, maybe we could just keep an eye on Friday's high. If this 197.94, if we clear it, then yes, we could go a little bit to the upside. But for the downside, what I would like to see here is a drop below yesterday's close of the candle here. And that's roughly around the 196.32. If we do fall below it, I'll go lower. GBPUSD. GBPUSD is drifting back down. Yes, the stronger dollar is playing the game. And the most important is that, look, we tested the EMAs here. My EMAs here on the daily chart, and I talked about those. I said that maybe this area could provide good resistance, and it did. Now we're drifting back down. So far, so good. So, look, yes, I'm leaning towards some lower levels, but I think that maybe we could also keep an eye on this area, this 1.2518. And if we do drop below it, then yes, I will go further south. And look, I am looking at some of these levels here, or not this one, actually this one. Or maybe even better. Actually, you know what? No, this is wrong. I think we just need to stick to this hurdle here, this 1.2518, 20 zone, something like that. If we do drop and stay below it, I'm gonna go lower a little bit more. For now, we can also apply the Fibonacci just to see how much are we retracing. You see, we have still some room towards that 23.6%. Let's see if we can make our way there. EURJPY, the same story again. I just wanted to show you what's happening here. So yesterday that was the low, 165.67 zone here. For the upside, I need to see a push above the 169.40 area. Okay, let's wait and see if we can get that. But I think from the shorter term perspective, maybe for today, let's say we can keep an eye on this 167.49 zone. That's the close of yesterday's candle here. Maybe a drop below, and today it's providing good support as well. So if we do fall below this, yep, maybe we could consider a bit of a retracement here back down. And finally, EURUSD. So yes, drifting back down. So far, so good. Everything's working out beautifully. And looking at this picture, it seems a little bit more bearish, to be honest. But hey, a drop below this 1.0695 territory would be needed. So we keep on getting that, but it's acting as a good area of support. If that gets cleared, wonderful. I will go further south. I will aim for this upside line right here, and then we'll go from there. So long story short, something like this upside line could be drawn as well. Again, it's a very tentative upside line. You might not even just kind of, maybe let's not overcrowd the chart. For now, I'm just going to keep an eye on that 1.07 zone as well, 1.0695. If that gets cleared, yes, lower levels could be met. And by lower levels, initially in the near term, I will target this lower side of the falling wedge pattern, which I had before. It kind of didn't work out very well, but because we violated it from here, but somehow the sides of it, the sides of these this wedge are kind of doing a good job. So why not to keep it for now in the chart as potential targets? So hey, I'll do exactly that, and then I'll go from there. So if we do drop and stay near this lower side of the falling wedge, okay, we can test it, but then if we break it, it opens the door to some lower levels, and then so on and so on. So just kind of let you know. In terms of the upside, I'm taking a very conservative approach here, and I am waiting for a push above the 1.0753 territory, which is the high of the 26th of April, basically the highest point of last week. If we do clear it, yes, I will go slightly higher. But at this point, I'm examining the downside. Let's see if we can go a little bit lower. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this session. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate your time, your views, your likes, your comments. Please do not forget to like, follow, and subscribe. The usual YouTube stuff. Just to let you know that the next session will be on Tuesday. On Tuesday. And I hope you'll have a fantastic week. Look, I'll see you on next Tuesday. I'm gonna be a little bit on a holiday, so yeah, I just need to relax a little bit. But I hope you'll have a fantastic trading day. Again, remember one more important thing. Today we have some data, but the market might not move today. Tomorrow we have the Fed. That's very important, and we do have some important stuff coming out before the Fed as well, like ADP and ADP non-farm payrolls and the ISM non-manufacturing. Just let me double check. Was it non-manufacturing PMI? ISM manufacturing PMI. Yes, ISM manufacturing PMI. So yes, Thursday from the US we get the usual initial and continuous jobless claims, but then on Friday everything might go crazy again because we have the non-farm payrolls. So just be careful, be cautious, and don't overtrade. And in general, what I always say, stay safe, have your stop losses in place, risk only what you can afford to lose, don't overtrade, and everything will be fine. So I'll see you next Tuesday, and thank you very much. Bye-bye.